Growing up with a parent who didn't understand mental health. Have you ever felt like you were falling apart, but the person who loves you the most just couldn't see it? They couldn't understand your pain, couldn't understand what was happening inside your mind, and every single day you found yourself trying to prove one thing: I'm not okay. This story is exactly about that. It's about the clash between new awareness and old beliefs. This is growing up with a parent who didn't understand mental health. Growing up, my family had a very simple definition of sickness. If you broke a bone, you were sick. If you had a fever, you were sick. But if the pain was only in your mind, you were expected to just get over it. That was the world I grew up in. The problem was, my anxiety didn't fit into any of those categories. When I had panic attacks, my dad saw them as tantrums. When depression made it hard to get out of bed, he called it laziness. His advice was always the same: don't worry so much. Think positive. Go for a run. At the time, those words felt frustrating, not because he wanted to hurt me, but because he genuinely didn't understand what I was going through. He came from a generation and culture where mental health wasn't talked about. Back then, anxiety and depression weren't seen as health issues. They were seen as weakness or a failure of character. So when I finally gathered the courage to ask for therapy, it turned into a huge fight. To me, therapy was hope. But to my dad, it felt like exposing our family's dirty laundry to a stranger. The arguments that followed were exhausting, and slowly, I started feeling like I was losing myself. It felt like I was fighting a war on two fronts, one inside my own mind and one at my own dinner table. For a long time, nothing changed. No dramatic breakthrough, no emotional movie moment, just silence, frustration, and distance. But change doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it happens quietly. I started leaving articles about mental health where he could see them. I asked him to watch documentaries with me. Sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. But little by little, something started shifting. Then one day, something unexpected happened. A family friend, someone my dad deeply respected, talked about their child going to therapy. And for the first time, my dad really listened. Because now, it wasn't just me speaking, it was someone he trusted, and that was the beginning of change. Slowly, brick by brick, the wall between us started to break, but a while ago, I had one of the worst days. I was overwhelmed, exhausted, barely holding it together. In the past, he would have told me to get over it, but this time, he didn't. He sat next to me in silence, and then he said, "I'm sorry you're hurting. What can I do?" It was a simple sentence, but it meant everything, because for the first time, I didn't feel like I had to prove my pain was real, and that's when I realized something important. We didn't just change understanding, we healed something together. Sometimes healing doesn't look like perfect understanding. Sometimes it just looks like someone choosing to stay, even when they don't fully understand. And maybe that's enough, because in the end, it's not about who got it first, it's about who learned to listen in the end. And that's where real change begins. So if you like the story, please press the bell icon and show some love in comment section.